everyone, welcome to this week's Halton Hills housing update. So the numbers are still not super great in terms of where we normally are, and it's definitely not going in the direction that we want to see this time of year. So looking at what happened last week, Georgetown had 7 sales, which is not a great number considering how much stuff we have available. But the more concerning number is that we had 13 new properties. We're still seeing quite a few homes listing, and it's really just starting to cause our inventory to climb. So that is something that we are definitely contending with. In Acton this week, we had 1 sale and 3 new listings. In Glen Williams, there was no sales and 1 new listing. And the rural market saw no sales and 5 new listings. So overall, we had 22 new listings and only 8 sales. You can see how this is sort of a problem in terms of where our inventory is going. So we really need sales to start picking up here. The new listing numbers are not crazy high compared to what we would normally be seeing, but our sales feel really soft compared to previous years, and it's just like not hot out there. So that is a trend that is not going to be favorable for sellers at the moment. So there were 10 properties that relisted at a lower price, and we did see 8 properties exit the market. So again this week, if we hadn't have seen those properties exit the market, our inventory would be much higher. But it is good news that some people are exiting, because like really it's not a great time to be selling, and 1 person relisted at the same price to freshen up their listing. So looking at these numbers, we're definitely seeing people adjusting their pricing downward, which, you know, that sort of checks out considering we're seeing inventory so high and sales very low, and seeing people exit the market also makes sense. So looking at our active inventory, all of Halton Hills is up to 184 active listings this week. We are getting so close to that 200 mark again, which like it felt so far away in January. It was like, okay, we're in like a good place, and now we are pushing that 200 mark again. And you know, another week where we have another gap of 10 and stuff like that, we are gonna really start to feel the pinch. We're up from 175, so a couple more weeks and we really could be in that 200 mark. So looking at Georgetown this week, we are up to 104 active listings from 99, so we are officially 100 plus. And I guess the problem is I don't think that that's going to be going backwards anytime soon. So we are officially back into triple digit territory in Georgetown. Looking at our price points, under 800,000 is down slightly to 8 active listings from 9. 800 to $1 million though is up from 22 to 28. So we're starting to definitely see more properties come up in that pocket. The majority of them are townhomes. And they're just not flying off the shelf the way that they normally do. So you can still get some really nice homes between 8 and 900,000 right now. But yeah, the buyers just are not pulling the trigger. 1 to 1.5 million is up slightly, so that's good news, not a lot, from 38 to 39, but still this price point we know gets super saturated. And if you're over 1.25, it's really tricky. Majority of our stuff that is selling in that pocket is 1 to 1.25. So a lot of that higher part of that bracket is sitting and not moving very rapidly. 1.5 million plus is down slightly from 30 to 29 active listings, but there are still so much stuff available over 1.5 million that has been there for a very long time. There are not a lot of buyers right now transacting in that higher price point. You know, the first 6 weeks of the year, we really were seeing quite a bit of movement in our million plus price points. And you know, still that lower part, like I said, the million to 1.25 is still moving, but everything above that is really starting to slow down. So looking at our other markets, Acton is up slightly from 15 to 16 active listings. This is still higher, much higher than it was, you know, 6 weeks ago, but we were over 30 in Acton. So this is still sitting at like an okay inventory level. Glen Williams is up from 8 to 9 active listings. Lots of stuff available in the Glen for that market. Most of the stuff is a lot higher than 1.5 million. So, not a lot of movement in the Glen. And the rural market is up to 55 active listings. This is the highest number we've ever seen in the rural market. Nothing is moving there. And the biggest problem with rural is just like where our price points are. Like lots of stuff over $2 million, like $2 to $5 million bucks. Those buyers just are not, they are not out and about right now. Let's just put it that way. So lots of stuff sitting in the higher pockets. We know that a lot of those prices are just too high. But it takes time for people to come down, or they just exit and will enter the market when things can pick up again. There's still just a lot of uncertainty, and interest rates are at a really good level. We should be seeing a lot more buyer demand than we're seeing right now. I had clients this week at a 3.99 fixed, which we haven't seen a fixed under 4% in, oh my God, like years and years. So I was very excited, and I mean, that's promising that the numbers, the buying power and stuff are increasing, and people, the interest rates aren't like gross right now. I mean, 3.99 is still a far cry from where we came from, but having a 3 in the front of your mortgage rate is very standard. I mean, it's not what a lot of people are used to the last 5 years, but having an interest rate with a 3 in the front is a good interest rate. I'm hoping these changes with interest rates will hopefully start to bring people back to the market. It's just not busy right now. There's no way to slice it. Like, it feels like our open houses still have traffic. It feels like we're showing buyers, but it just doesn't feel like a lot of it is coming to fruition in terms of sales. So I think that's across the board. We can see the numbers, like Georgetown has not hit double-digit sales in like a month. So we're just not in a super busy spot. So next week I am gonna have March numbers. I think we're gonna have the same story that we had in February, where our units sold is significantly down, like significantly. This is just an uncharacteristic March. I can't remember in my career if I've ever seen the market like this in February and March. So I don't know what that means for the rest of the year. I'm just really hoping this all can sort out. And now we've got an election coming. Like, oh man, like April might not be great either. So hopefully this can all sort of sort out, because we really need to get, that confidence back into our economy and our market. It's just not there right now. So I will be back next week with March's numbers to see if we start to feel an improvement in our market, but I'm not holding my breath for any huge changes until May. So I'll be back next week. Have a great week, everyone.